Hi, this is Gillian with another episode of Video Marketing Easy Peasy, because marketing your small business with video should be easy peasy. Today we're going to talk about Subly, and Subly is a program I have done a couple of videos on before, but they've kind of done some big changes, so I thought I would redo it and start from scratch. And Subly has a free program. It also has a premium program. So in this video, I'm going to teach you a little bit about both so that you can make the decision about what's right for you. So let's start off with the free plan. Basically, Subli works the same whether you're going for the free program or the premium program. The premium program just allows you to do a couple of extra things. So let's go through it and let's talk about what you get on the free plan first, and then afterwards I'll talk about the premium program, and then that way you can see what the differences are. One of the things on the free program is that you get a limit of 40 minutes a month in terms of how much you can access the program to do your subtitling. If you think about it, 40 minutes is actually a really generous amount of time to have for free. Because if you're looking at social media videos, most of them should be about 2 minutes. So if you take 2 minutes and you do the math, you can see that you can do quite a few videos in the month and not be cumbered by running out of time. So I think that's very generous of the folks at Subly. So let's go through and see how it works. So what you would do is you would come into Subly, and here I have all my different videos that I've already done, and I can see that my time is up here. It's kind of like a little clock. So I see that I have 39 minutes and 53 seconds. So I've only used up seven seconds so far. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to upload a video. So I'm going to go ahead and click on here, or you can do drag and drop. So let's just go ahead and do that because that's always easier. So let's see. So here's my video. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag it in, and then I don't have to go looking for it. And with Subly, you can go ahead and put the language spoken. So for here, I can choose all these different languages. So we see that most of them are still in beta. So I am US English, but I could be British English, Australian, Irish, Spanish, on and on and on. So you see that there's lots and lots of different languages that they're going to be able to do. So I think that's really exciting. So I'm going to just go with US English because I'm in the United States, and I can put the title of my video. So I've got it called Sample Video, and I'm actually going to rename it. So I'm going to call it Sample Video with Titles. That way I don't overwrite it when I go ahead and get my subtitles. So I can upload this, and you can see it's pretty fast. It uploads this video for me, tells me that the video has been uploaded, and at this point magical little transcription fairies are busy at work transcribing my video for me, and then I'm going to be able to go in and make any edits that I see fit to do. So that's kind of exciting. Okay, so at this point we see that it has stopped transcribing for me, and I get a little message that it says my file has been transcribed and I'm all set to review and style the subtitles. So to do that, I could go ahead and download, but I don't want to do that yet. I want to go and check on it. So all I have to do is click on my picture, click on the image in the video here, and there I go. So I can, if I hit play, I can see, is this thing on? So I can see the subtitles across the screen. And here is my entire transcript. So this is the wonderful job that it's done. So if I look at it, okay, so the first thing I might want to do is, here's the timestamp, and I can go through and I can make any edits that I see fit. So the first thing is I'd probably want to capitalize my is. So just backspace, and now that's capitalized. And then I can just go through and I can play along, and you'll notice that this, where it says auto scroll, let's see the difference. Free consult to anybody that's interested, and you just never know, this Google Goddess might. So do you see that without the auto scroll it kind of disappears? So I think the auto scroll is a good thing to have. So now if I go back up to the top, and let's just see how that goes. My specialty is video marketing. So if there's anything So you see how it's pushing up the frame? So I think that's kind of a cool thing to have that auto scroll. So let's go back up and have a look at my transcript. So I look at this and I already fixed the is, and then this is Gillian with lunch for life. Well, I'm not lunch for life, I'm launch for life. And do you see as I'm making those changes, it's immediate, it's showing up on the screen. So now I put launch for life and there we go, it shows up. And then carry on, I help small businesses with their online marketing. My specialty is video marketing, so if there's anything that you would like to know, please feel free to reach out to me. I do offer a 30-minute free consult, so I can just fix that to anyone that's interested, and you just never know, this Google goddess might have the answer that you're searching for. So easy peasy, different little video. So if I have a look at it now, I do offer on and go back to the top and play it. Is this thing on? I hope so. Hi, this is Gillian Whitney with Launch for Life. So at this point, I have to make a decision on whether I have two options. Number one, I can download an SRT file, and that will give me closed captions. So that's going to give me a separate file that I would upload if I'm uploading my video, say for instance to LinkedIn. That's where I like to hang and play. So if I have a SRT file, I would upload my video file plus the SRT file, and then when it's on LinkedIn, you'd see the closed captions, which can be turned on and turned off. So that's what closed captions are. But I can also do, so if I wanted to do that, all I would do is I would go over here where it says download, and I would say that I just want to, I don't want to download the video, I would just like to get the SRT file. So I would choose none, I don't want to download the video, I just want the SRT file, and I can choose to download that. So let's just go have a look and see what that looks like. So here is the file here, and if I click on it, you'll see that it is basically a text file, and it's line by line, and it really matches exactly what we have here, line for line. It's the timestamp and what I said at each particular time. So at this point, I could take that SRT file, my original video, and upload it to LinkedIn, and there I go, I'm good to go. But Subli also gives us another option, where what I can do is, let me tidy that up for a second. What I can do is I can actually have what's called burned in captions, or open captions is the correct title. And what that means is when I see the text across the screen, I can have that video and have those captions already burned right in. So that's exciting as well. So if I want to do that, I have the option of I can make this text as big as I want. So right now it's at 72, but I could take it down to 56, I could 40, you know, that's actually kind of way too small. So let's go with, say, 56, 40. I kind of like 48 because I like it to be stretched all the way across. And right now it's using a little bit of a drop shadow, which means that it's sort of like outlined in black and white. But look, I can get rid of that and I can say I don't want a shadow, I just want the text to be as it is. And at this point I can even add a background color. So now I can say, oh, I'd like my background color to be blue. So let's do that. Okay, the font is white. I can make the font a different color too. So look at all these different colors that I can make the font. Purple, pink, green. And then here that plus allows us to look at this. If I have specific, first of all, I can just fiddle around and pick any color I want, or I can go ahead and actually put the hex code of the specific color that I'm looking for. So I think that's pretty exciting as well. And then if I, oh, here we go. So if I want to have a background, then what I would have to do is I'd have to choose background color, and there we go. So I can have a background color of red or white or green. I'm picking terrible colors here. But say for instance, if I wanted to pick a background color of pink or maybe green, how about green? And then let's go back and change the font color back to white. So there we go. We would have the white. Maybe we'd say, oh, it's a little hard to see. Maybe I would want to have, I don't know, maybe like black or something. So let's have a look and see what that looks like. Let's see, font color, what's black? I'm it's 0000. I think that's black. There we go. So now we've got black text with a green background, kind of like the Subli up here. Or I could say, oh, let's make it pink. And then I could go back and say, oh, and I'd like my font to be white colored. So you can kind of do anything you want, make it as fancy as you want. I could even just make it dull, old, boring, black with a black background and white font. Actually, that's what I always seem to pick. So I can do whatever I want. And it's nice because I can also make it bold. I can make it not bold. I can make it italic if I wanted to make it italic. I can underline it. Probably be a little crazy. I don't know if I'd want to underline it. And I can even change the font. So it's like I can make it all sorts of different fonts. I will just tell you straight off, I always like to keep my fonts a easy to read font. I just think that makes it easier for people. But I can also have my text aligned to the left, to the center, to the right. I can do all sorts of different things. So this is really exciting. And then I can even change the position. So right now my subtitles are at the bottom. I could put them in the middle, which would be silly, but you know, depending on what your video looks like, that would make sense. You can have them at the top. I prefer to have them at the bottom because I feel that's where people are actually looking for subtitles, so that makes sense to me. And I do like to have them above the play bar because I find for the most part people, you know, if you have it behind the play bar, I can have it even a custom margin here. So let's maybe make it like 60%, and you can see that it would go down a little bit. So let's take that back down. Let's do a bottom margin of, see, there we go, 30. You could make it 40. You know, have it wherever you want. So you probably want to keep it below your chin. You know, that would make sense. But what I find for the most part is you don't want to be fighting with the play bar because sometimes that will cover it up. So I always tend to go with like 60. That seems to be a good place because then that way, you know, you're really going to see it and it's not going to fight with my chin or anything like that. So if I want to save this now, what I would need to do is I just go up here where it says download, and now I don't want the SRT file. I want to get the video. Here we go. Get the 16:9 ratio, which is what it was originally, and then I would click download, and it tells me it's processing my video. It's going to take a couple minutes for it to do that. It's burning those subtitles right into my video for me, and then it will allow me to download the file. So now that's giving me two options of how I can now upload this video to something like LinkedIn. I can have the original video with the SRT file, or I can have it be the burned in captions, either way. So I think that's kind of exciting. And you'll notice while we're waiting for this, I'll just go ahead and explain a couple of other things. You can see that it also allows you to download a TXT file. You might say, well, why would you want to have that? A TXT file would be the entire text of your video without the timestamps. And what that would be good for is if you want to have a transcript of your video, say you want to put it in YouTube, or maybe you want to use that for a blog post, all sorts of different things. So it's really helpful to have that text file. Here is our file. It's downloaded, and let's have a look and see how it looks. Is this thing on? I hope so. Hi, this is Gillian Whitney with Launch for Life. There you go. I have my subtitle burned right in, and it's now ready for me to upload to LinkedIn. And let's see how much I've actually used. I believe that Subli is going to keep track of how much I've used. So 39 minutes and 22 seconds. So that's really exciting that I still have a pretty large balance. So that's really, really good to know. Now let's go over to the premium version so that you can see what the difference is if we're going to have the premium account. Okay, so here you see that I have a bigger balance. So instead of having 40 minutes, I have 100 minutes. So that is one of the differences. So let me just go ahead and so let's go ahead and drag our file in. And we'll see the same thing, that I have the ability to change my language. I can put a new title of my video. So I'm going to put sample 2 video, and then I click upload and subtitle. And just like before, it's uploading my video, and the little magical Subli artificial intelligence is going through and transcribing the entire video for me automatically. Okay, so that video has been transcribed, so let's have a look at it. So now, what is the difference? So I can go ahead and take the tour, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that another time. So again, it's the same thing. I can go through. If I play my video, is this thing on? I hope so. So you see the same thing. I'm going to have to go through and get a couple of different bits and change it. It's gone ahead and still has the drop shadow, so I can take that off. I can make the changes. So let's just go ahead and make those changes, and I pretty much remember that it was Launch for Life instead of Lunch for Life. So there we go. And I think that was the only thing that it didn't get, was those 2 little things. So that's not really a big deal. This is Gillian Whitney with Launch for Life. And just like the other way, I can go through and I could download these SRT files. I would say I don't want to get the video if I'm going to do that. So I can download those SRT files, and away I go, exactly the same way. But if I want to do some different stuff, like for instance, if I'd like to burn in the captions, what are some of the different things that I can do with the premium version that I couldn't do with the free version? Well, the first thing is, if I so chose, I could get rid of the watermark that says Subtitles by Subli. There it is. I can turn off the watermark. So that's one thing that you can do in the premium. So if you don't like the watermark, then you have to pay to get rid of it. So that totally makes sense, because if Subli is allowing you to use the program for free, it's kind of a win-win if you're giving them a shout out and you're saying where you got your subtitles from. So that totally makes sense to me. But if you have the premium version and you decide that you would like to have the watermark removed, because you could always leave it on too, you can now go ahead and choose your own logo. So I have already uploaded. I can upload another one, but here is my logo right here. So now I can go ahead and use my logo. I help small business, and there's my logo sitting on my video now. So that's kind of cool. I can change the position. So right now I have it in the top left. I can move it to the top right, the bottom left, etc., etc. I tend to like my logos either at the top left or the top right. So let's just go ahead and leave it there. That's good. I can change the opacity, so I can make it very, very bright, you know, so that it's really, or I can kind of just make it more of a sort of watermark in the background. So I have the ability to change the opacity. I can make it smaller. I can make it larger, so I can do a couple different things. So I think that's kind of fun that I can do that. And here's what's really cool is, if I wanted to, I could add a headline to my video as well. So that's something that you can do with the premium version. And I can change the, let's see, I think I can change the size of my video. So right now, this is the original 16:9, because that's how I filmed it. But look at this. If I decided that I wanted to make it a square video, look at that. Boom, it's a square video. So now it's in a square block, and I think that's really cool. And I can crop it. I can make it sort of one-to-one. I can fit it with a border. I can change the color of my border. So look at this. I could maybe match my shirt. So I can have it purple. I can have it pink. I can have it white. I can do different things. So I think that's really exciting. I can add a headline. I can move these subtitles down. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's see. I think I come down here, and right now I have them on the middle, the top, the bottom. If I want them down lower, so here, let's see, let's just do, I don't know, 20, see where that goes. And as you can see, by having this border, I all of a sudden, have a lot more room. I don't have to worry about this playing over top of my subtitles. So why would you want to have a square? Well, if you were on Instagram or something that prefers a square video is one thing, but even on LinkedIn, if you have a square video, you're actually taking up a bit more space in the newsfeed. So a lot of times people like to do that. Or if I say at the end of the day, you know what, I just want to go back to the way it was before and go over here, and boom, look, it's right back where it was before. So I think that's kind of cool. And let's go back to my subtitles and let's see, where did I put them? Marketing. My specialty is, and so again, now I'd have to reset my margins. So let me put my margins back up to 60 because that's kind of where I like them to be. I usually like mine to be about 56, so it's nice and small. And here I might want to have, instead of the drop shadow, have a background. Maybe I want it to be purple or pink. Well, let's go with pink. And I can put them to the left, to the right, whatever I want to do. I'll put them back in the middle, and I'll just keep them white for now. And I can even say, you know what, I want to just smudge them up a little bit more. Then look, I can go to 70. Now they're smudged up a little bit more. Lots of flexibility here with what I can do. And again, I can change the font and all sorts of different things. So that, in a nutshell, is the difference between the premium and the free version. You get a little bit more, not a little bit, you get a lot more time. So you go from 40 minutes to 100 minutes. You have more gigabytes in terms of the size of the file that you can upload. Of course, you have the ability to change the aspect ratio of your video. You can remove the watermark and put in your own logo. So a lot of differences between the two different levels. I would suggest everybody at least start with the free and see if that's enough for you. And if you want to kind of step it up, then step it up by getting the premium, because I think it's a really great deal, really great deal. So there we go. That is how to use Subli. It is the best program that I have found out there for doing subtitles. Love the folks at Subli. They're doing a great job. Highly suggest you check it out. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Video Marketing Easy Peasy. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment and let us know your thoughts. We respond to every comment that we get. And thanks a bunch.